Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner. I am, what you see before you is not snow and ice. Green grass, trees, dirt, mud. This is the Smithville Dam map. I'm starting out the new Michigan jobs. I've spent the last hour or so looking through the jobs, seeing what they entail, trying to formulate a plan to the most efficient way to do them. There's a couple of jobs that I could combine, but I would need an 8-spot trailer to do that. And I know I could go download a mod for an 8-spot trailer, but I'm not going to do that because the one place I could use an 8-spot is nearly impossible to get in and out of the trailer now. I saw someone try and do it with a 7-spot, and he was pitching. He had to pitch the ass sideways on the trees to get it to go around the corner and all sorts of crap like that. Now, while I was talking, I wasn't paying attention to where I was going and missed my turn way the fuck back here. That's what I get. Yeah. I knew that turn was coming up. I didn't expect it to come up that quick. I forget that it's been so long since I played these Michigan maps that I forget that they're small. Should be a left turn coming up. I believe this is it. Yeah. So, as I was saying, I've spent like the last hour or so thinking about just studying how to do these. And I think a good semi-tractor capable of pulling high saddle M747 would do everything. It'd take a 4-spot load. It would take a 4-spot load. I could break all the jobs up into 4-spot loads. In fact, the way the devs have them broke up, they're all 4-spot loads. Every one of these trips is a 4-spot load. I think one of them is a 2-spot. One of them is 2-spot. Otherwise, they're all 4-spot loads. So with an 8-spot trailer, you could combine. But like I say, the trip down to the cargo ship is just too restrictive for a trailer that long. Now all I'm doing right here is putting fuel and repair points in a position where they will be useful later. This doesn't even complete a job. And in fact, I forgot, you can drive into this square here and repair your vehicle, but there's no fuel out here. Now this truck has 1,400 liters of fuel and close that, and 1,300 repair points with 5 spare tires. So that is why I'm going to leave it out here. One of the jobs requires us to come clear out to this logistics base. Another of the jobs requires us to go to the drill site. Although I think I might be able to pick up that concrete slab somewhere else. Although it says that I need to pick it up there. That's the problem. See, I could pick up, if I could click on the warehouse, I could pick up a concrete slab right there. But when you click on the job, it says that you have to pick up that concrete slab. Just like some of the other jobs where it says I have to pick up a metal beam from the warehouse out here along with wooden planks. Well, I have metal beams and wooden planks at my garage. But I'm afraid if I use those, I'm going to get all the way out there to the drop site and it's still going to say that I have to pick up the metal beam or the concrete slab or whatever, or the wooden planks from the designated location. The game does that. Just like back when I was trying to pick up the aircraft parts and I had a wide flatbed trailer on the back of my cat. But the damn game says you have to use this other wide trailer over here, the one that we've designated for you to use. So you run into that kind of crap. As far as picking up fuel, I can get fuel right here, the same place I get the concrete slab. I don't have to go to that fuel station because this is listed as fuel. So anyways, when I get to the concrete slab one, maybe it'll let me pick it up here instead of going there. I think as I was going through the jobs, it had this listed for fuel and it had that listed for concrete slab. But right now I'm just wasting time because I have much more to do in this episode. I want to get another Mark 23 with fuel and repair points down here to the drill site. And then there's a third one that I want to pull over to Drummond Island as a towed vehicle, and I'll explain that later. So right now, I just need to go back to the garage and I need to purchase another Mark 23. I should have had all three of these ready before I started out, but you know, I really wasn't planning on recording this. I was going to get this logistical shit out of the way, and then come back and start the video when I had a trailer to load and a place to go. But the reason I brought you kind of in progress there is because I changed my mind along the way. And I thought I would show you some of this logistical stuff. That's the same. This will change. That's the same. The tires will stick with the straight up Michelin's. We don't need the studded snow tires. It's already got those on it. Advanced heavy. Engageable diff lock is already set. So all we need is the standard maintainer. Put the snorkel on it just for shits and giggles. Don't think we're crossing any deep water. I kind of like the look of the exhaust without the cover. I don't know. Default rims. The woodland paint job. No interior customization. Let's go fix up the other one. Same way. I want to go back to add-ons for a second here. I could do this thing and just have 21 liters of fuel. Not worry about repair points. But you know the trucks are going to get beat up. Especially if I'm using one truck for all three of these huge jobs. So I want to be able to fix it. The reason the Kodiak is parked outside is because I was going to use it to pull the big 3,000 liter off-road fuel trailers all over the map. One here, one there. Probably have 4 or 5 of them spread out between Smithfield Dam, Island Lake, and Drummond Island. And then I thought of this. I was actually going through the list of trailers when I came across the maintenance trailer that has fuel and repair points, and that led my thought process to one of these guys that has 1,300 repair points, 5 spare wheels, and 1,400 fuel without using the Kodiak to run stuff back and forth. I can take it there and leave it. I don't have to drive a vehicle both ways. So we'll run this one down by the, if we go this way, what in the original Smithfield Dam, when I originally came to Smithfield Dam, there was a project here where you had to clear the road, and it was called Long Road. So ever since then, I've called this Long Road, and it'll take you down here to the corner to Island Lake. What I intend to do is run a truck with a 4-spot flatbed across the lake instead of going all the way around, because then Drummond Island is right here. That's my intention. I may dump the fucking thing in the lake and cause more problems, you know, create a bigger time issue than it saves, but that's my intention, which is why I'm leaving fuel down here. You can pick up fuel barrels here, but you can't refuel here. So I'm going to come down here past the farm. When I get in here, I'm going to come this way, and then I'm going to take this little eyebrow of a road the rest of the way down. I kind of remember this stuff. Even though it's been a while, I kind of remember this stuff from spending so much time over here doing contracts. See, there's the Kodiak. I could even pull a trailer over there. You know, have extra fuel. But I think 1,400 liters of fuel is going to be sufficient. The mission you see on my screen, the super order, is the first one that I intend to complete, because it goes to Drummond Island. I thought about doing the containers first, pulling an empty trailer with a Mark 23 service vehicle behind it, And then I thought, why should I pull an empty trailer to Drummond Island when I can pull a loaded trailer to Drummond Island? One thing I don't like, I really despise about these MTVRs, they're awesome trucks, but the one thing I really despise is that it keeps veering right and left without any input from me. But anyways, only seems to happen when I try to go full throttle. But look how well it goes through this mud. I mean, that's as good as a Tega would go through this mud. So anyway, I was thinking, why should I drive an empty trailer over to Drummond Island when I can drive a loaded trailer over to Drummond Island? Get one stage of super order done and then switch to a container, which has to come back to Smithville anyways. Whoops, I forgot. I want to go this way. I think my I think the little joystick on my 10-year-old Xbox 360 controller is starting to not work so well. I've got two of these controllers, and the other one is worse. When you return the stick to the center position, meaning stop. Well, I haven't used it on this game, but I'm talking about Skylanders. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Skylanders. I used to play Skylanders 10 hours a day with my son, or by myself. Playing Skylanders, when you would push it forward, your character moves forward. Same as anything else. World of Warships, SnowRunner, MudRunner, any game that uses WASD. When I would return the stick to the neutral position, meaning it should stop moving, it would keep crawling, the character would keep moving just at a slower pace. Whether forward or sideways or backwards, whatever I was using last, it would keep moving just at a slower pace. It would never return to neutral unless I bumped it a little bit the other direction. Like if I was moving forward and I didn't want to, if I bumped it to reverse for just a second, then it would stop. So I know that one is shot. And this one I've noticed sometimes when I... Oh no, 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 don't. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. This one I've noticed that it doesn't always respond to steering inputs, and when I which can be very critical in certain locations, which is sometimes I switch to the keyboard. When it's really critical that I do something exactly right, I'll switch to the keyboard. Um, and I've noticed that sometimes when I push it forward from the center position, it'll start out in reverse. The truck will move rearward first and then it'll go forward. So I'm still using the controller, but I'm gonna take it real slow and easy right here. And make sure I stay on top of the steering. I used to be a little scared of this route. First few times I saw it. I was like, fuck that, man, I'm not using that. But in the end, whoa, stop, back up. See, there's one of those steering inputs that it just goes off by itself. I thought, you know, I started getting used to it. I started realizing that if I just took it easy and paid attention to my steering, I could keep shit from going over the edge. And now it doesn't bother me to use it. Right up here is a left turn that I have to take. I'm not sure where that right turn goes. Oh, it goes to the north. There's another route down here. I can get rid of that crap. There's another route down. You can come up from the farm and you could come down from the north through that mess. That isn't any less fucked up, and it takes longer. In fact, I think I only ran that route one time the entire, I don't know, 20 hours or whatever I spent on this map. I have no idea how many hours I spent on that map. I'm just pulling a number out of my ass. Had to use this just as I'm doing now, using the Smithfield Dam garage as a staging point for all these jobs. Back then, I had to use Smithfield Dam as a staging point. I remember there used to be a maintenance frame trailer parked right there that you had to haul somewhere else to another map. But anyways, I used to use Smithfield Dam Garage as a staging point for all the Drummond Island and Island Lake jobs. So I spent a lot of time on Smithfield Dam, even if I was only using it as a staging point. Alright, let's go back to the garage. Let's take this other one outside. This one's going to go to Drummond Island behind a load of fuel, consumables, service parts, and wooden planks. So I'm going to bring it around the corner over here. So look at all that lumber. I put that lumber there way back in the day, planning to use it for a job, or jobs, plural. And then over there is 2 metal beams. There's a metal beam right there next to that building. There used to be a service part there, but I used it for something. But then the lumber freaked out and clipped through the map. You couldn't see it. If I went to Black River, you could see that there was lumber on Smithville Dam, but then you come back to Smithville Dam and it's not there. It was so freaking weird. And then later on, when it didn't matter, and SnowRunner did an update, did a patch, then all this lumber appeared. And now it's just in my way. I can't use it for anything. The only way to get rid of it would be to load it on a trailer and then say remove cargo. But I'm not concerned. That would take time. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Let's go to map. Now I haven't decided what I'm using to haul all this shit all over the place. I thought about the Mark 31, except for its... I think this would be beautiful for navigating the terrain because it has rear steer and it goes through mud like crazy, and it's coupled very short so you can do tight corners. But the fuel capacity is kind of making me hesitate. It has such a short fuel capacity. And then there's... oh shit, there's... you know, there's Azov 5319, there's the evacuator, there's the Azov John with its great big fat tires. There's the Ural Next. Ural Next never let me down on a map like this where it's dirt and mud. I have 4 different Tegas I could choose from. And by the way, they all get better fuel. They all have bigger fuel tanks than this thing. There's also a Voron mod that I just got. A Voron Grad, an M181 Voron Grad. I mean, there's a Freightliner 916A1, the Freightliner 114SD. I've got the Freightliner Triaxle, the Azov 64131 Custom, the Kolob Work Machine 74760. I mean, look at that freaking beast. Problem with these is I think they would be too big for these skinny trails. Got that Tega. Got a Meals Tega. Got the Freightliner Super that I could equip with a high saddle or a low saddle. I got a Meals Fleet Star. That thing is actually a freaking mud buggy. With the Tega tires, that thing's a mud buggy. But it won't handle a lot of huge rocks, but you don't run into those here. I got that gigantic mofo. Got the Freightliner with Tega tires. Stock Azov. Stock Tega. I've got this great big white. The 5070 multi-tool. This is a stock 64131, and then I've got the Azov John. That's the stock Kolob crawler toes. Haven't used the Royal in forever, but there are better trucks than the Royal. Stock Cat, and I've got a modified Cat as well. Oops, didn't mean to click on that. Here's my stock Vorons. My stock White Western Star, my stock Caterpillar, my stock Chevy. Then my tuned Chevy. Never played with the Ford. Tega SE. I believe that has rear steer and 400 liters of fuel. Ural next. This Maz can be set up with a high saddle, but then you lose the fuel carrying capacity. But it's got 420 liters of fuel of its own, but you can see how much it uses fuel. Evacuator. This one is in stock configuration, but that can be set up with either a high saddle or a low saddle. Besides, carry a loading crane, and it has 500 liters of fuel. It's an 8x8. I've got this thing. This is what I was looking for. The Vorongrad Workhorse M181. Of course, I've got those. Here's another evacuator. It's already been configured for a crane. Here's another evacuator. Got two evacuators, one with fatter tires than the other, but they're both cranes. This one has dualies on the rear. There's no way something that big would get through those tight spaces to pick up the containers. So, you know, there's the triaxle. That thing gets around really great, but it doesn't have rear steer. You know, neither does the Vorongrad. But the Voron Grad has more fuel while getting just as good mileage as, what were we looking at? Mark 31. I think this configuration, either between this one or the Voron Grad M181. Now I know these wheels get through mud like crazy, but I don't really care for the fuel mileage. Where the Voron Grad, brand new mod that I really haven't even used. I think I'm going to take a chance on this one. Do a little reconfiguring as far as the 52-inch chain tires. We'll put 52-inch something else on. Look, I can put Tega tires on that sucker. 52-inch Tega tires. I kind of like the look of these tires because of the square shoulder. I've also had great results with these tires. The Tega tires make it kind of wide. I'm really tempted to use the Tega tires. Ultimate weapon against the deepest of marshes, providing the best off-road performance at the cost of on-road traction. Well, there's no ice here. And this tire set says exactly the same thing, and that tire set says exactly the same thing, and this one says exactly the same thing. So I think performance between them is equal. Tega tires with the wider wheelbase might give the truck more stability, but I'm not carrying a load on the truck. I'm just pulling a trailer. And there are those skinny spots we have to get through. So I think as much as I love the Tega tires, I think I'm going to go with these. That decision may come back to bite me in the ass if the fucking thing ends up tipping over or something. But I can't sit here thinking about it all day. Now, given that I'm doing a fifth wheel, maybe I can do those spare wheels. Didn't I do this already? Wedge cap? Yeah. Frame add-ons is what we're looking for. We could pull a 4-spot lowboy with a saddle low, or we could pull a 4-spot M747 with the saddle high. I think the saddle high might give us a tiny bit more ground clearance. But now what we can't do with the spare tire kit is put one of those on. And I almost think having the crane is going to be more advantage than having the recovery kit. There's all sorts of maintainer frame add-ons and stuff for this thing. Heavy crane, you know, fuel tank, small fuel carrier. I did a review on this truck and I talked about all the different add-ons that you can have. But I think right now we're going to go with high saddle, and the ability, the crane gives me the ability that if I do dump the cargo, I can load the shit again. So let's leave the garage with this vehicle. Oh, my controller shut off. And go buy a trailer. Now I could even buy one of those big wide trailers that we used in Amandra, but I think the M747 is fine. You know, I subscribe to the mod. Let me close this for a second, set the handbrake. I subscribe to the mod that allows me, I'll run down through here quick, allows me the specialty trailers, like the construction rig, the sled trailer that has 4,000 repair points and 1,000 liters of fuel. Coiled tubing trailer. The heavy duty tanker. Oil rig salvage trailer. Heavy duty lowboy, which is only 3 spots. Off-road semi-step deck with 5 spots. You know, I've never even looked at this one. Oh, that's the okay, that's an off-road version of the wide semi-trailer that you pick up in Amandra. Five-slot step deck. That would certainly work for carrying 4 spots, but it needs a saddle low. This is what I was thinking about. It's a 4-spot, it's a saddle high, and it has good ground clearance. And if you start running over rocks with it, if you have to cut corners short and run over rocks, if you have to cut the corner short and start dragging the trailer over rocks, well, those wheels are going to start carrying the trailer over the rocks. You know, unless it ends up getting you stuck. Maybe the wheels won't want to ride up over it, and then it's a hazard instead of help. But I need to load this trailer, and I need to pull the M747 along behind me. And I need to change jobs. No, I got the right job on. So I need fuel, consumables, spare parts, wooden planks. The spare parts are right here. So I could go get the spare parts. And then come back to hook up the other truck and drag it along. The consumables are out here at the farm. The fuel is down here. And then the wooden planks are out here at the warehouse. And then the path to Drummond Island is right there. So you can see how it kind of lines up. There, 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 and there. Now I'm not sure I want to tow that Mark 23 through here. So I may drive the truck and trailer through first and then drive the Mark 23 through. It's going to be a lot of hooking and unhooking. Like, for instance here, I could unhook the Mark 23 right in here, go load up, and then come back and get it and make my way down to here. Or just drive the Mark 23 down and then drive the loaded trailer down, whichever happens. But I'm 53 minutes into this one now that I talked for half an hour about my plan. I didn't intend to do that. I actually just thought I'd grab a couple trucks and load them up and take off. But as usual, I end up yakking and yakking and yakking for half an hour about what my plan is. So when I come back, we will put the plan in motion. Thanks for watching.